Psilocybin is a naturally occurring compound found in various species of mushrooms. These mushrooms have been used for thousands of years in various cultural practices, particularly in South America, where they have played a significant role in spiritual and religious rituals. The use of psilocybin mushrooms is deeply ingrained in the cultural history of South America, and their use has persisted to the present day. The indigenous peoples of South America have used psilocybin mushrooms for thousands of years, with evidence of their use dating back to pre-Columbian times. These mushrooms were often consumed as part of spiritual and religious ceremonies, and were believed to have the power to connect individuals to the divine. The use of psilocybin mushrooms was often associated with shamanic practices, where spiritual leaders used the mushrooms to enter into altered states of consciousness and communicate with the spirit world. The most famous of the South American psilocybin mushrooms is the Psilocybe cubensis, which is found in various regions throughout the continent, including Mexico, Colombia, Brazil, and Peru. The Mazatec people of Mexico have been using these mushrooms for centuries, and they continue to be an important part of their cultural and spiritual practices. In Colombia, the indigenous Kogi people also use psilocybin mushrooms as part of their religious ceremonies, which are centered around the cultivation of sacred plants. The use of psilocybin mushrooms in South America has also had a significant impact on the development of Western spiritual movements. In the 1950s, the American writer and ethnobotanist R. Gordon Wasson traveled to Mexico to study the use of psilocybin mushrooms among the Mazatec people. Wasson's experiences with psilocybin mushrooms inspired him to write several books on the subject, which helped to popularize the use of these mushrooms among Western spiritual seekers. Today, the use of psilocybin mushrooms remains illegal in most parts of South America, as well as in much of the world. However, there has been a growing interest in the potential therapeutic benefits of psilocybin, particularly in the treatment of mental health disorders such as depression and anxiety. Researchers are now studying the effects of psilocybin in clinical trials, and there is hope that this compound may one day be legalized for medical use. In conclusion, the use of psilocybin mushrooms has played a significant role in the cultural and spiritual practices of South America for thousands of years. These mushrooms have been used in a variety of contexts, from shamanic practices to religious ceremonies, and have had a profound impact on the spiritual beliefs of the indigenous peoples of the region. While the use of psilocybin mushrooms remains illegal in most parts of the world, there is growing interest in the potential therapeutic benefits of this compound, and researchers are now studying its effects in clinical trials.